All right. Hi, team. I just noticed that this video is silent. So we'll continue with just my voice, which I know you're all just thrilled to listen to. So let's look at alignment here. See how I'm drawing my cursor back like this? It's difficult to get good alignment when you have lines around you that are curved. This happens a lot on backfield on baseball diamonds. And see, so as I said in the other video, this double time is not double time. This is, and actually only the Army is required to double time into position. All right, so look at your arm. You have first squad leader. I wish I could enlarge this. Well, I guess maybe I can here. Yeah, kinda. Does it blow it out? I guess not. Okay, so look at your arm there, first squad leader. So you have, most likely you have hypermobile joints, and I'm just learning about joint hypermobility. So as compared to it's interesting. This is very interesting. So let me yeah, okay, so I got the video paused. Here's why the commander had to have let's see, the young lady here, first squad, second rank. Here's why she had to move up. It's because of your arm. Now, if you I just addressed hypermobility in the training videos that I'm working on, and there's all kinds of information in that. But let me just let me just pinpoint right now. You need to, if you have hypermobile joints, you need to be aware. Hypermobile joints are when I don't really have hypermobile joints, but you can see that there's a little bit of an upturn in my hand. Well, if I had truly hypermobile joints, then you'd be able to see I could practically bend my fingers backwards, just about. So I'm aware of the not necessarily the hypermobile mobility of my joints, but I'm aware that I could have a dish, more or less, a curve in my fingers, an upward turn in my fingers. But I know that I need to keep my fingers here because of muscle memory. I've been saluting for a long time. I know exactly where my hand goes. I know what it's supposed to feel like. So here's where you have to understand what your arm feels like when you can there's two things you can do. You can either try to have your arm I don't know how to put this exactly, because this is the first time I'm dealing with it in this context. So we're going to go with the guide on here. Can you see my oh, there we go. Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. So there's my cursor. All right, so we see the arm, the left arm of the guidon bearer. So that is a straight arm. This young lady's arm is straight. This arm is straight, although it's pointing back. It's pointing behind the shoulder. So what we want is exactly what the guidon bearer is doing. Now, for for first squad leader, if you can't do that, if your arm automatically locks into that position, then what you need to do is you need to bring your elbow forward so that your hand is in line with your shoulder. Now, if you can bring it up and then relax your elbow joint so that your elbow doesn't go, the elbow joint doesn't go past 0 degrees. See, what we have here is in the guidon bearer, we have 0 degrees. So 0 degrees means that it's straight. It doesn't move back like this. Like I said, this is the first time I'm dealing with it. So let me try this. So here's 0 degrees. I hope you can see. up against my blue shirt. All right. So here's 0 degrees. Move my microphone out of the way. Here's 0 degrees. That's what we want. Your arm goes past 0 degrees. All right. Now, when it's straight, that's exactly what we want, straight. Now, if you can do that and relax your elbow so that your whole arm is then straight, you'll have to learn new muscle memory for that, which will take a little bit of time, but you can do that. Now, if your arm just locks into that position, then, like I was saying, you'll have to point your elbow forward so that your hand actually then is in line with your shoulder. So then the rest of the squad here is able to line up in with better alignment. This is poor alignment, and I understand what's going on here. I understand why this is poor alignment, why you had to do this. So this is now something to be aware of. And I'm trying to move over and see behind. So let's see here. Wow, that's just great. That's, hold on a sec. This is 432 hertz music. It's really nice and soothing, although it's not what we need right now. All right, we're back. That's weird. All right, so we're going into position again. And again, that's not double time. That is the almost airborne shuffle of the U.S. Army. Almost. Airborne shuffle is similar to that. It's less than running and not just not walking, but so it looks like on second squad leader and then also second position here in the last squad, it looks like the arms might be behind, or the hand necessarily. Let's talk about the hand. The hand might be behind the shoulder, and that's not what we want. We want the hand in line with the shoulder, like these two have right here. This is the hypermobile joints, very interesting issue that that I've just discovered that I'm starting to talk about. Alrighty, so need to make sure that everybody who needs to learns that new muscle memory of having a straight arm, and this will take care of big alignment issues. Probably where you're counting off. So let's skip forward. Oh, you open ranks. Okay, oh, so I want to see the open ranks. Little farther back. Here we go. That dance move, Michael Jackson would be really appreciative of that, but nobody else is. So, just picking on you. And again, with having this curve back here, it's a little odd, but you have a straight line with the with not only the curb but also the paint here. This is still a bit of a curve, the blue line there. But I think there we go. Yeah, better in line. So, okay. Oh, yeah, and we're still at dress right. So, see how, even though, okay, so there's the third option. The first option for our first squad leader here, the first option is to relax the elbow and have the arm go into a 0 degree angle. 0 degree position. The second option is to bring your elbow forward and so that your hand is in the proper position, straight out from your shoulder. And then the third option is to have the member of the second rank in first squad. She then knows about your hand, and then she can just come slightly forward of it. And then if a judge has any problem, then you just say, well, here's the issue. and here's how we solved it. So one of three ways, whichever way works best. And I would say that if you can relax the elbow joint and get it to 0 degrees, that's going to solve all the issues that might arise with a judge who doesn't know what they're talking about, which is very likely to happen. You're taking way too long, Commander. Way too long, Commander. Guidon bearer, excuse me, you're doing an excellent job with the guidon. Although, when you bring it up, you should twist so that, see how in the other video, I talked about the flat spade. That's flat. When you have it on the, when you have it horizontal, it should be pointed like that. And then your guidon flag should be, the gather should be right there so that it hangs down perfectly. Why the twist? I don't exactly know, but I think it's for the flag, the perfect display of the flag. So good. And then you go through the the mock inspection, and that's fine. The pauses are just too much there, Commander. It should be step, 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 face, close. Right through the whole thing. So I was wondering if you were doing it, and it looks like you might be a little bit. Guidon bearer, when you go to parade rest, the guidon should be, your arm should stick straight out. I'll do it towards the camera. Your arm should stick straight out from your shoulder, but it should be straight forward, not at an angle over to the side. Even just the slightest angle. You should have it straight forward. So your shoulders are square. Your arm should more or less form a 90-degree angle with your shoulders. I liked that. That was kind of weird, but it was good. And see, that's one of the things that I don't get about explorers. You throw in this exhibition bit here, and then you're back to regulation drill. You throw in an exhibition bit here, and then you're back to regulation drill. So it's confusing for me because what I'm used to is solid regulation drill in this block and nothing but exhibition drill here. Or you can mix it up over here. But regulation is regulation, period, end of story, and you don't mix. Oh, guidon. Well, I've got a staff there, but that's okay. So, yeah, let me do that. So you have your staff. As you reach across, it looks like you're reaching across so that your arm is horizontal, and then you're lifting up to your shoulder. Something like that. I forget exactly what you're doing. So that's actually bringing it up really high. That's probably a good 8, even 10 inches, which is why your ferrule, then the lower ferrule, this is the upper ferrule of the color staff or the guidon staff. So the lower ferrule is that metal piece that is on the deck. So what you should be doing is reaching down as low as possible without having to bend your shoulder over, reach down and then lift the staff so that your arm comes to horizontal. That's going to be the sharpest the way to execute this. But also, you're only supposed to clear the deck and your feet, actually. You can get into a position where your feet are moving underneath the ferrule, I guess, at some point. Well, you do with the rifle, especially on right step. So I think that'll work. Anyway, so my reasoning will work, but you do want the guide on just maybe 4 inches off the surface there, the marching surface. So let's go back here. Watch this about face. Watch how some of the bodies are going back and forth, the shoulders. You're turning so fast. You have so much torque that you kind of wobble when you come back. Also, you have some of you are using the bent knee technique, and I don't know if anybody's using the straight leg technique. So the Marine Corps order requires the straight leg technique, and that is, excuse me, that the straight leg technique requires the right to come out in a C type. It's a backwards C. You're gonna draw the C, and then you make the V. You turn around. But the Army technique just says place the foot back. It's a direct placement, so you can draw a straight line and then place that toe back here, and then you push down onto the platform and turn. So what you want to do is not use the straight leg technique. And I know this is going to change things for many of you. You're going to have to create new muscle memory. But the straight leg technique requires you to make that C, to draw the C. The Marine Corps, Navy, Coast Guard use it. Space Force is going to use it, since they're an offshoot of the Air Force, and then and the Air Force obviously uses it. Yeah, that half right and half left. I don't. If I was writing the sequence, I'd also have you march at sidestep a lot farther. Sidestep is, if you do it for long enough, it can screw up your alignment. So I would want to do that. And this just doesn't make any sense. Although you execute it well, you really do. And you cover after that, that's fine. That's the Marine Corps technique. And so what happened here? What happened? You left your left foot out, and then it was kind of like you were frozen in time. Like, what do I do? So yeah, we kind of a slight problem there. And you're trying to get behind her, although it's a big step that you really should have taken. That's good that you're trying to get behind her, because anybody in the second and subsequent squads, in this case, you have to be directly behind the person in front of you. I want to watch that again. See if you did the step over. Oh, you did two right faces. Okay, so guide on bear, don't face to the right twice. It's a step over. It's a face in right. A right face as in marching. I just call it a face in march. And again, Commander, you should be facing uh, the formation. Every single time you're at halt and you're giving a command, you should be facing the formation. And then if you give forward march, then you execute a left face in march and step off. So we established that earlier your feet are coming up. Just about everybody's feet are coming up way too high, but you're also not stepping out enough. So the half step, full step for the Marine Corps is 30 inches. Half step is 15 inches, and that's measured from heel to heel, which is interesting because the half step requires a toe strike, which I don't necessarily like, but since you're executing a toe strike, you have to step with the toe strike far enough away so that when your foot lands, your heels are 15 inches apart, which I think is a little more difficult to get your body to do. I really like the drone. This is really cool. It's the first time I've ever had drone footage to critique. That's pretty neat. I want one. So here we can see some shoulder movement. This is great. I love the drone is exposing all kinds of interesting things. So one of the things that it's exposing is that both squads are too close together. Since you're marching with a guidon, wherever the guidon goes, whatever the guidon does, that's where everybody marches, and you guide on that individual. Now, having said that, that doesn't necessarily mean that the guidon can just start marching off at an angle to the right and then everybody has to follow. The second squad leader can say, "Hey, guidon, move left, stop it, whatever you're doing," and keep the individual on track, because the squad leaders then have to maintain that alignment. So it's a kind of a give and take. You have to play with the alignment there. So the guidon is marching forward. The second squad leader, in this case, is directly behind the guidon. First squad leader is dressing to second squad leader, and that's the right angle that they make. And so those three positions, then they march just like this wherever they're going, just like that. Now, when the team is marching forward, when they're marching forward, there is like 6, maybe 8 inches between the shoulders. How far should it be? You tell me. I'm not going to tell you. So as soon as you execute the flank, then look, now you have to create more distance because you're going to be right up on top of each other, stepping on the heels of everybody in front. So, and this also allows me to see on an inside column, inside meaning it's towards you, Commander. Right here, let's go back. There we go. So as soon as you call column left, right there, you remain marking time, facing your formation until the center, which is the young lady here, the two really individuals in the second rank. As soon as they come up in front of you, then you execute the flank off to your left. So what you're doing is turning too early here and then marking time when you should have turned here and stepped off with everybody. And that half step again is just too small. You're only taking just a couple of inches there. So if you can see, watch her shoulders. Her shoulders move back and forth like that. His do too. Watch the arm swing. You don't want it in front to go in front of the body to cross over. And don't pin the arms on these pivots. Swing the arms through the pivots. So what's your arm swing going to be? Yeah, that's a excuse me again. I apologize. So first squad, second rank, you have a very feminine walk. That's a little bit of shoulders, and I've even seen girls where they will. There we go. You can see that there, to where they'll have their hands out just slightly. I mean, it's more of a feminine walk. So you need to calm that down just a bit in order to have that military type of marching. So you want to swing the arms from the shoulders, but you don't want the shoulders to move back and forth. You want to lock your elbow into that natural bend and not have the arm swinging from the elbow. Oh, and on that forward from the mark time there, Commander, you gave it with an extra step in there, which is not necessary. So you're going to call forward march, just like you call it every other time, although you call it with the toe strike when you're at mark time instead of the heel strike. That's almost like Jones sequence. Almost. Jones sequence was created back in the 1950s after World War II. Pretty neat. One of the very first exhibition drill moves. Same with blackout. And then Commander, watch your to the rear here. See how it looks great. I like it because I used to do it in high school and we got docked for it until we finally learned how to not do it. That's an excellent move. I like that. Anyway, your left foot crosses over your right, and it works well because then your feet are in the correct position to march forward. So one of the things that I've noticed here, as you keep marching back and forth, which you really need to break up that monotony here. As you do that, when you're marching with the squad leaders trailing, you're marching in inverted column formation. As you do that, the distance changes between everybody. And then as soon as you turn around, you have to adjust again. And you turn around, you have to adjust again. Then you turn around, you have to adjust again. So it's you have muscle memory, and then I don't know if I created the term or not, but you also have visual memory. So where you march is your visual memory. You're used to, like the two squad leaders, you're used to having, if I'm first squad leader, I'm used to seeing the second squad leader right there, and it's only maybe 10 or 12 inches between shoulders. But I'm used to that, and he's used to that as well. So that's the way we always march whenever we're marching like this in column formation. As soon as we turn around, but then we have to get behind the person directly in front of us. And the two at the opposite end who are now leading, they're used to marching at a wider distance or even a smaller distance, whatever it is. So you're constantly doing this and constantly doing this, going back out and going in and out and in. And so there's huge variation here that you need to take care of immediately. And I like the salute. Oh, so guidon bearer. I had an idea. You should use the ceremonial salute. So let me show you the ceremonial salute. Let me see what you did first. You reached over and picked up. Oh, you dipped the head because everybody else dipped the head. Okay, good. All right, so let me show you. So what you're going to do is you're on present. Now you have your, I think you have your hand in the V grip. And that's okay. If you don't have your hand in the V grip, if you have it in the strong grip, on present, move your thumb behind. Okay? You'll hear present, and you move your thumb behind. Now on arms, what you're going to do is you're going to bring the staff up in front of you. Don't just keep your hand on the staff where it is. You're going to bring the staff in front of you. You're going to bring your other hand up like this, and you're going to grab the staff with your left hand above the right, just like this. Okay? All right. You can bring your head down on this count, just like everybody else. You're going to draw there. All right, so you're going to draw the staff back. You're going to let it slide through your left like that. All right, and I'm only working with half a staff here. So you're going to let it slide through your left, bring it down with your right, let it slide through, and then come up to present. Okay? And then the opposite is going to be what you're going to do here. You'll bring it down. Instead of bringing it up like this, you're going to bring the arm down like that. Okay? So you look just the same as you were before, and then you're going to take the staff, let go with your right, bring the staff over, and then what I'm doing is I'm coming to the strong grip. That's the ceremonial technique. So you're going to throw the staff into your right shoulder, grasp it with your right, and then you can cut away however you want. You throw it in like this, and then you can bring your hand up and come down, or cut, whatever you want to do. And then I'm sure you'll play that over and over and over again. So anyway, that's my suggestion for you. It's going to look even better because you have a variation there. Instead of using the regulation drill type of salute, it's going to be, you're calling ceremonial present, so this works. This is the ceremonial present. All right, there, I'm on the stop recording button. I hope that's helpful. Thanks.